Kim Kardashian just went nuclear. After weeks of online chaos, media speculation, and thousands of TikToks dissecting her every move, she's allegedly firing back with a massive lawsuit aimed directly at the Chinese manufacturers who dragged her into the Hermes fraud scandal. No cryptic tweets, no damage control interviews, just a brutal legal takedown that proves one thing.
Of course it does. That's the tragic part of the whole story.
It's just like I still feel the need to not talk about it, and I always will feel that way, but God, if people knew, I just would never do that. It just is really crazy. Co-parenting, it's really hard, and
Kim isn't playing defense anymore. According to insiders, Kim is suing the same manufacturers who exposed Hermes for allegedly outsourcing Birkin production to Chinese factories, then claiming those bags were handcrafted in France. But that's not what made this personal. What triggered this full-blown retaliation was the claim that Kim was in on it, that she wasn't just a face, she was part of the cover-up. The accusation that Hermes paid her to post perfectly timed Birkin content to distract the public every time whispers of the fraud started to surface, that her presence in the press flaunting crocodile Birkins and limited editions wasn't coincidental, it was strategic, and that she knowingly helped preserve the illusion of a luxury fantasy that was built on outsourcing and deception. Kim says that's a lie.
And I was just like, oh no, I can never. Hats off to anyone that does it. And now after doing it, I see how crazy it is and I see why people freak. But it wasn't ever really super official. And
I know, that's the biggest mystery to me and my sisters. We are blown away. It's the thing that has us absolutely blown away.
And now she's coming for blood. Her legal team is reportedly hitting back with claims of defamation, reputational sabotage, and commercial harm. They're calling the accusations malicious, fabricated, and designed to weaponize her public persona. This isn't about a handbag, it's about $1 billion brand image. And in Kim's world, there's no bigger threat than someone questioning the credibility she spent decades building. So now the influencer who turned selfies into billion-dollar deals is entering the courtroom, not the comment section. And if this case gets ugly, and it will, it won't just put her brand on trial, it'll put the entire luxury industry on blast.
This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD.
Have you all seen that TikTok by the Chinese guy exposing how luxury goods are actually made? The only real difference? China ships the products to Europe, slaps on a made in France or made in Italy label, and boom, luxury? It's ridiculous.
Because this time the receipts aren't just in the comment section. They're being filed in court. The moment the first clip hit the internet, everything changed. A video surfaced from inside a Chinese factory showing what appeared to be Hermes Birkin bags being assembled, not in France, not by master artisans, but on production tables lined with mass-processed leather. The captions were brutal. The comments, even worse. But then came the twist no one saw coming.
These are pieces of artwork. These artisans train years and years to make one of these bags.
Fabrice is doing the last stitching on a Kelly bag. A Kelly takes around 13 hours to be made, depending on the materials that we make it. Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag.
Well, Hermes says, made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's not a quality issue. It's luxury brand washing.
Hermes, you guys, it's time to show off your factories. No, I don't want to wait to go on YouTube and watch a beautiful documentary on. Show them off right here on TikTok. Let the world see. Okay, get like China. You got to be ghetto about it. Just let people know.
The factory whistleblowers weren't just calling out Hermes. They were calling out Kim Kardashian. According to the manufacturers, Kim wasn't some innocent bystander caught in the crossfire. She was allegedly a key player in the strategy Hermes used to divert public attention every time a crack in their luxury illusion appeared. The story they told every time someone leaked footage, every time rumors about outsourced production hit the press, every time fraud accusations started to trend. Kim posted a Birkin. Not just any Birkin, the rare ones, the exotic ones, the kind people wait a lifetime to get, the kind that dominate headlines and distract the world. The timeline is what got people talking. In November, 2 days after leaked emails showed Hermes was allegedly outsourcing crocodile skins to a plant in Guangzhou,
I need you people to wake up and critically think and stop believing this shit that you see on TikTok, okay?
You mean to tell me you believe that this man is making your Birkins in China? If he's a Birkin artisan, then I'm an astronaut.
Kim showed off a never-before-seen crocodile Birkin with diamond hardware in February, right as a factory manager claimed they'd been instructed not to stamp "Made in China" on exported bags. Kim dropped a video flaunting 4 Birkins from her personal vault, and fans noticed. What used to be casual admiration turned into suspicion. TikToks popped up showing side-by-side comparisons. Reddit threads pieced together timelines. Fashion watchdogs started hinting that the posts weren't just brand loyalty, they were distractions. Then came the quote from the Hermes insider that set the internet on fire. Every time they needed to kill a headline, they gave Kim a bag. That's when people stopped asking if Kim knew. They started asking how much she was paid. And if that wasn't enough to light the fuse, wait until you see what her legal team's up against next. For Kim Kardashian, this isn't just a scandal. It's a direct attack on everything she's built. Let's be real. Kim isn't just someone who owns a Birkin. She's the blueprint, the poster girl, the one who turned owning luxury into a global aesthetic. The moment she carries something, resale prices spike, brand trend, headlines follow. But now people are saying that her relationship with Hermes wasn't about style, it was about strategy. And that cuts deep. The accusation that she was allegedly paid to help hide one of the biggest luxury frauds of the decade doesn't just hurt her image, it threatens her entire empire. From skims to endorsements to her private equity deals, Kim's empire runs on trust. And trust comes from control. The idea that she let herself be used as a pawn, or worse, was a knowing accomplice, is a full-on brand crisis. And Kim knows it. That's why she's furious. Not just offended, not just annoyed, furious. Her legal team has already put out statements saying the claims are intentionally harmful, blatantly false, and part of a coordinated attempt to exploit her influence for clout. They say she was never briefed on any supply chain issues, that she never signed any kind of contract with Hermes linking post schedules to internal scandals, that she just liked the bags. But here's the problem. This isn't just about what she says in court. It's about what people already believe. And right now, the internet isn't on her side. Her lawyers argue the backlash has caused severe reputational damage, especially among her brand partners and business ventures. There are even whispers that a few silent investors have already started asking for behind-the-scenes briefings, wanting to know what Kim knew and when. And if that turns into a PR storm of its own, it won't just be a Hermes on trial. It'll be Kim's entire playbook. Kim Kardashian isn't walking into this unarmed. She's coming in with legal firepower. And she's aiming straight at the heart of the accusation. According to sources close to the situation, Kim's legal team is suing the Chinese manufacturers who named her in their Hermes fraud expose. The lawsuit reportedly centers on 3 main allegations: defamation, commercial disparagement, intentional infliction of reputational harm. In plain terms, Kim is accusing them of straight up lying, trashing her name for publicity, and damaging her global business empire in the process. And make no mistake, this lawsuit isn't about correcting the record. It's about control. The complaint reportedly frames the manufacturer's statements as reckless, calculated, and malicious. Kim's team says the timing wasn't random. They claim the manufacturers dragged her name into the Hermes scandal on purpose to shift blame, stir chaos, and buy themselves credibility by attaching to someone famous. The most damning part of Kim's suit, her lawyers say there is zero evidence she received any compensation, direction, or agreement with Hermes to post specific bags in response to brand controversies. They're daring the manufacturers to produce proof. And if they can't, Kim wants damages. Big ones. Insiders speculate the damages could climb into 8 figures, especially if her lawyers can show that endorsement deals were affected or partnerships got spooked. And based on how fast some of Kim's recent brand content slowed down, that's very much on the table. But here's where things get interesting. The lawsuit also calls out what Kim's team says is a pattern of false statements, not just one quote. Apparently, multiple factory insiders and leakers posted anonymous comments, screenshots, and video captions directly implicating Kim in the cover-up narrative. Her legal team says those weren't casual opinions. They were organized defamation meant to destroy her public image. So now Kim's team isn't just denying the claim. They're flipping the narrative. They're saying this isn't a story about Kim helping cover fraud. It's a story about her being the victim of it, but the people she's suing, They're not backing down. And what they're threatening to reveal next might flip this lawsuit upside down. If Kim thought the lawsuit would silence them, she seriously miscalculated. The manufacturers she's suing, they've made it clear they're not scared. They've already gone public with bold statements calling her legal threats an attempt to bully whistleblowers into silence. And now they're threatening to do exactly what Kim does not want: leak everything. According to their legal reps, Kim's lawsuit is a textbook example of what happens when celebrities try to weaponize their influence to suppress truth. That's their phrase, not ours. And they're not mincing words. They say her complaint is designed to shift focus away from Hermes' fraudulent practices by making Kim look like the victim, but the manufacturers are firing back with one threat: proof, as they say. They say they've got time-stamped internal emails, shipment schedules, even leaked marketing briefs that show direct coordination between Hermes's PR teams and celebrity liaisons. And they're implying that Kim, or someone very close to her, knew more than she's letting on. Here's where it gets ugly. One of the factory reps told a Hong Kong-based outlet, off the record, "We didn't reach out to her, Hermes did. She was their escape plan. She played her part. Now she's trying to rewrite history." That line alone lit up fashion Twitter. Commentators are now asking the question Kim's lawyers are scrambling to shut down. Did she really not know anything? Or did she know just enough to keep her hands clean? Now, the manufacturers are also accusing Kim of hypocrisy. They say she built a brand on radical transparency with her fans, showing behind-the-scenes content and flaunting her luxury collections as authentic expressions of her lifestyle. But now they claim she's hiding behind lawyers, dodging accountability, and pretending this entire thing is just a smear campaign, and they're not backing down. In fact, their lawyers are pushing to move the case into a jurisdiction where discovery laws would force both sides to turn over communication records. That means texts, emails, call logs. If that happens, we're talking total exposure. Receipts, dates, names, numbers, everything Kim's trying to keep behind the curtain could get dragged into the light. And the moment that happens, it stops being a lawsuit. Only full-bound scandal. The internet didn't wait for a judge. It picked sides in hours. As soon as Kim's alleged lawsuit made headlines, social media went nuclear. TikTok exploded with creators stitching old footage of her Birkin hauls next to timelines of Hermes fraud leaks. Reddit threads broke it down frame by frame. YouTubers posted side-by-side clips showing Kim's bag flexes conveniently dropping after every Hermes controversy. One creator even posted a viral video titled, "Kim Kardashian's Birkin obsession wasn't flexing, it was covering up." 10 million views in 2 days. Plans, especially the ones who once idolized her fashion sense, are now turning on her. The term Birkin Gate is trending, and her once beloved luxury collection is being dissected like a crime scene. Every angle, every post, every caption is under review. This lawsuit ripped open a question that can't be sealed shut, and the next section might explain just how deep this goes. Kim thought she was controlling the narrative. Now she's drowning in it. This isn't brand protection, it's a battlefield. And if the truth hits daylight, the fallout won't stop at Hermes. It'll drag the whole luxury world down with it.